How's it going, everybody? It's Tuesday. It's been a great start to the week. Really happy to be here. And as you know, on Tuesdays, we like to talk about things that are important for small businesses. And today is going to be no exception. So I wanted to talk today about the entrepreneur trap. And this is something that I think doesn't get talked about enough when it comes to small businesses, and particularly people who want to start up businesses, really sort of big or small. And it's the idea that entrepreneurship is extremely fashionable at the moment, and it's sort of a buzzword, and everyone sort of feels or wants to feel like they should become an entrepreneur, and that's probably not necessarily the right calling for everyone. Whilst it's great owning a business, and I think you earn a lot, I don't think that we can kid ourselves that absolutely everyone in the world is designed to build and maintain and run their own businesses. And I think that this is something that, it can look like a very attractive lifestyle from the outside. When you have a corporate job, you can go, well, that person obviously has a lot more freedom. But I know from direct experience through my family, my dad was a small business owner his whole life. And the hours that the usual entrepreneur who's running a small business, a local business, my dad was a dentist, for example, the hours that they work is incredible. I mean, it's not only, for the dentist being there, working at the chair, seeing patients. He was also having to do paperwork and admin in the evenings. He was having to attend a lot of professional meetings as well on quite a regular basis. And it was a whole amount of work. And it was not just a job for him, but also a job for my mom as well, because she had to do a lot of work to support the business and to then also manage the employees that they had for the surgery. And so I think it's very easy to underestimate how much is involved when you're running a small business and how much you really need to put in. But I think the great thing about being an entrepreneur and the great thing about being a person who's trying to drive a small business is that you really get out of a small business generally what you put into it. There are obviously exceptions to that, and you can end up in situations where maybe you've come up with, not a very viable business idea. It's a passion, but you haven't really understood, for example, who your customers are, what your market is, or you've missed some of those fundamentals to your business model that you needed to understand in the beginning. But generally, most small businesses, they will give you back if you put the effort in. If you're putting the miles in, you're putting the hours in to drive them and grow them, get out there, meet customers, build your brand, keep engaging, keep understanding what people want and then offering it to them, and just building that consistently across all the sorts of channels that you are, then it's not necessarily guaranteed that you're going to succeed, but your chances are going to be way higher than they would have been otherwise. So I think that this is going to be a really short video for us today, and I think it's, I'm not going to go into any more depth on this, but I just wanted to say that I have a huge amount of respect for all of the small business owners out there, all the guys who open up a store and drive it, all the lawyers, the, independent lawyers, the doctors, the dentists, all those guys, because it's not easy. You can get the returns, but you have to put the effort in. And I don't think that we necessarily acknowledge that all the time as much as we should. And I also don't think that we acknowledge as much of the time that it's not necessarily a calling for everyone. Some of us are just designed to work inside the machine, not be part of our own machine. And that's also okay. Neither is better or worse. And I think it's mostly about understanding what you're able to do and what you're willing to put out as an effort into a business. That's some of the things that I think about small business ownership, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow.